what's going on? What's going on, family? Happy blessed Wednesday. You already know what time it is. It's your boy Crazy Faith the God in the building, getting ready to drop some quick value for you guys today, right? And today's topic is actually gonna be, if you're not aware, then where are you? Right? If you're not aware, right, that's everything that's going on in your mind, then where are you? So that's today's topic, right? And welcome again to the Crazy Faith the God channel, where we pour nothing but value into your souls, into your spirits, right? And getting you 1% better, right? So yeah, today's topic, I named it if you're not aware, then where are you? Because we go through life and we're sometimes not aware of what's going on in our minds. And I ask myself, then, if I'm not aware of what's going on in my mind, then where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Like, where am I at? If I'm not in the present moment and I'm not aware of my thoughts, then where really truly am I? Right? Am I in the past? Then if you're not in the present moment, then that means you're in the past. That means you're distracted. You're not here. Right? And being present, being aware is very powerful, because now you're able to figure out what's going on in your mind, and you can make the mental adjustments to fix the problem to move forward. But guess what? When you're not aware, problems begin to happen, right? And you begin to make the same problems over and over and over again, because you're not aware of the problems that you made to make the correction, right? So we got to be super aware, and once we are aware, we can find the problem, we can find the solution. So shout out to God for awareness, right? Because I never knew how powerful awareness was until I became fully aware of what's going on in my mind and the transformation, right? I begin to understand things on a different level as I became more aware of what's really going on in my mind, right? And sometimes I don't get it perfect every time. Sometimes I have to stop, right? Journal and, do a reset, or just stop, silence, and just pay attention to what's actually happening in my mind, right? And that's how you become aware. But I tell you this, right? The awareness is going to lead you to get out of the problem, to figure out the solution, right? So you don't have to live in the misery. So you don't have to live in turmoil. So you don't have to live with the problems, and you could actually fix your problems, right? And a good thing is to reset your mind, with deep breathing. Anytime you feel like you're not in control of your thoughts, sometimes it's always good to stop, do a deep breathing, settle your mind down into the present moment, and that's how you close every gap that's in your mind, right? When problems occurs, right, this is what happens, right? We have our minds, right? When problems occurs, right, our attention is being drawn to that problem, and it's taking us out of the present moment. When we're out of the present moment and we're away from God, that's where the enemy likes to, try to steal, kill, and destroy, with more problems, more turmoil, more situations that's going to drive you away from God, right? So that's why it's always good to reset back into the present moment, and that's how you close every gap in your mind, right? So if you have a problem and you're not, pretty much, like, if you have a problem, right, and you don't know how to get out of that problem, right, the best thing to do is just settle your mind back down into the present moment, right? Close all of the gaps and let God show you a way out, right? I know sometimes the gaps in our minds could lead us to making poor decisions, right? I was not aware of how to close the gaps. I used to have a gap open, more stuff started to fill in, so the gap in my mind started to get bigger and bigger, and then more drama, more problems starts to come in. But I've learned this technique just to stay present, and that's how you close every gap in your mind. And you gain control when you do that. You gain more mind control when you do that, and you're able to pivot and see what you need to do to move forward, right? That's my take on, being aware of the mind and actually taking control of the mind. Because if you're not aware, where are you? Really, right? Where are you? And you're causing more hurt to yourselves and more problems to occur to yourself if you're not present. If you're not present and you're not aware, you're causing more problems and hurt to yourself, right? So I encourage you guys to use this technique. Stay aware of what's going on in our mind, because the battle is either won or lost in our minds. And everything takes place in our minds. The outcomes that we want to see, the results that's happening, right, it all is taking place first in our minds. So if we could eliminate these problems firsthand on, right, we're able to take control of our lives and navigate through the day and stay in control of your peace, your joy, you know, your potential and your growth. Most importantly, your transformation and growth, pushing forward, right? We don't want to continue making the same mistakes, having to go back and fix the mistake, and going around in circles, right? We want to eliminate that problem, and by doing that is actually staying aware, seeing what's going on in your mind, fighting back with the strength and power of God, and actually allowing God to get you through that problem, right? Only with His strength and His might you're able to get through these problems, right? Only with God's strength I'm able to understand what's going on in my mind and allowing Him to bring me through these problems. Because on my own, I'm nothing without God. On my own, I'm weak. I'm useless without God. Only He can bring me through my problems and strengthen me and teach me how to fight these spiritual, mental battles, right? And understand what's going on in our minds and to actually master our minds, right? Because if you're not a master of your mind, you're just pretty much a slave to it, right? And if you haven't gotten the book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, it's a big game changer. It transformed my life. It's still transforming my life. I'm still learning. I'm still soaking in the information each and every single day. I love that book. That book is so many powerful techniques you can actually learn, that's going to actually give you more arsenal to your weapon, so you could be able to defeat the enemy and to also win the mind, win the war with the devil, and stay in control, right? How many of us are tired of being not in control, right? How many of us are tired of that? Like, it's time to take control. If you don't take control, then something else will take control for you, right? And it takes time, right? Don't give up. The mind is it's a it's something to master, and it takes time, right? The mind takes time to master. So don't give up on yourself. Each and every single day, just try to get better, and endure, right? Have the power to endure, have the strength and the willpower to endure, and not to become a slave to the mind, right? The devil will always try to play with your mind, right? And we don't want to give him access, right, at all. So I want to leave you guys with this, right? If you're not aware, then where are you, right? And if you don't understand the power of awareness, you will get defeated every single time. You would kind of live life like in a circle, doing 360s, trying to go somewhere, but just you're just going in a circle, right? And the awareness is going to allow you to see what's going on and to see what's on the other side of your problems and issues and circumstances, right? But without that awareness, and if you're not here and present with yourself, it's going to be hard for you to live a peaceful, joyful life and to actually get the results that you're actually looking for, right? We all want results. We all want results. We all want to transform our minds, right? It transforms our life, but it all begins within our mind. If nothing changes in the mind, your outer life is not going to change, right? If you don't change what's going on in our minds, the outer life is going to be hard for it to change, because everything is done in the mind first, and then it gets exposed to the reality. So if you want real, true change, start changing your mind each and every single day, right? Start fighting back. Start fighting back for the good fight of faith, right? With God, right? Because only with Him we're able to get out of this, right? So now I want to pray over you guys and ask that God could give you the strength and the power of awareness to fight your battles, to fight your demons, right? To put them under your feet and to actually move forward in the power and strength of God. And only with Him we're able to see what's on the other side. And thank you, God, for the awareness of strengthening our minds and giving us more strength to fight these battles and to live the life that we want and to persevere, to endure, because we know that the gift, the promise is near, and we're going to keep fighting each and every single day until we get there, right? And thank you, God, it's already done in Crazy Faith. Let's go. Let's have a beautiful, blessed Wednesday. Let's become 1% better. Remember, you matter. Nothing but love. Let's go. Enjoy and have a blessed one. Let's go.